I made my landscaping client 400K in just 2 weeks. And here's what's going to happen in this video. I'll be firstly playing you his testimonial where he's talking about the numbers, the efforts that my agency put out to make him grow from 0 to 400K in just 2 weeks. We're having a discussion on whatever we did and what was he doing previously. So I'm not going to play you the entire clip. The entire clip would be in description. You can go ahead and watch that separately, but I'm just going to play you a small part of the clip that actually matters. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to give you the exact rundown, the exact system that I used to make him go from 0 to 400K in just 2 weeks as a landscaper. And by the way, why is this client testimonial special as well as this case study is because this client never did a landscaping job before we entered his business. Like he has a family-owned business. He's a concrete contractor, but he was looking to get into landscaping jobs and hardscaping jobs, but he never actually did one. But as soon as we stepped in his business, within 2 weeks, we flooded him with booked appointments, and that is something I will be talking to you later in the video. But yeah, we delivered him a flood of booked appointments. He was able to close a couple of jobs, and one of the jobs was a jackpot. Like it straight away hit his like 250K project. So yeah, I'm gonna give you the exact system, the ads I used, the funnels, and the automations, what is necessary in terms of every bit to make this growth engine work. Growth engine is what I call it. It's a fancy name, I know, but it actually helps businesses grow. So yeah, and at the end of the video, if you watch everything and you think like this is something you should apply, you can definitely go and replicate what I did. You can definitely get the sauce from my video and then use it for your client, or maybe if you're a contractor, you can do it yourself. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, so I could do the same thing for you, you can just click the button below. In the description there's Google Calendar, and you can go ahead and straight away book a meeting with me. After playing the testimonial, I'm going to also give you the numbers on screen that we actually brought this client, how much he technically spent, because it's a numbers game at the end of the day, how much you spend and how much you get back. And you're going to be shocked, by the way, looking at the numbers.
How much have we gotten back? How much money have we made?
Well, in sales, probably about maybe 400K.
400K. And
Yeah.
how much amount of time?
Not even 2 weeks, man. With you, it's just like, it's guaranteed appointments. That's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've been, dealing with lead generation companies for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Number one, I didn't believe it was true. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, this shit is not true, man. I don't. You're telling me that I have people that's waiting for me to go meet them, and I'm a salesman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
can
That's
sell
what every
water so
salesman
well,
needs.
man. Huh?
That's what every salesman needs.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you got it, like that's like bringing that's like bringing a sea bass to you on a plate and you having the forks already. It's like, yeah. Like life changes overnight when you have $50,000 checks in your account every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Now that you have watched the entire testimonial, it makes sense for us to take a look at the numbers. And numbers in terms of how many leads we got our clients, how many booked appointments we got of those, what was the cost per shown appointment, how many show-ups did happen, and how much revenue did my client collect at the end of the day, how much did he spend in total with ads, and what was the return including our service charges. All of that is really important, because if you don't know how much you're spending, you're never going to know how much you're going to make. So let's take a look at the numbers. So here's our campaign screenshot. You can just take a look at this first. We've got around 43 qualified leads. The cost per lead was like almost $4, and in total we spent $148 on ads. Now this is insane level of return, because 148 is what you would spend normally on a good dinner with your family, and it's not even steak, it's just a regular dinner. And that is what you spend. That is basically what my client spent, and we made him 400K in 2 weeks within that amount of ad spend. So it's an insane return. Now let's take a look at the numbers more deeply. So total leads that we got were 43. What was the cost per lead? I've set it to $3 because it's almost 4, so that's fine. Appointments converted. How many appointments did we actually convert? We converted around 28 appointments, which is 43 is around 70%, I would say. So around 70% appointments out of those leads, and then 26 show-ups, so almost 90% show up. Then we got 0 reschedules. Cost per shown appointment was only $8. Now the word cost per shown appointment actually means that he closed basically 3 deals out of these 26 show-ups. As a matter of fact, he didn't even go to all of the 26 meetings. He was so booked, and he landed a huge project that he was prepared to, but if it's a huge project, you can't, put your focus across 10 different projects. So he closed one of the big projects, he closed another 2 projects, which were around 80K, and that made his total to 421K. So in total, he only closed 3 deals. An average value of his hardscaping job, his landscaping job, was 186K. So in total, we spent 148 in ad spend. That's the only amount of money we've spent on ads as specific. It doesn't include our service charges, obviously, but this return at the end is something that includes our service charges. So it's a 42 times return on what he actually spent on marketing. He basically spent $150 on ads and got back around 43, I would say 26 opportunities. I'm not counting the leads, because if they didn't book an appointment, I don't really consider them as a viable prospect. But for the 26 show-ups, it costed him $8 for each show-up. That were 26 opportunities in in just 2 weeks lined up on his calendar. Let's talk about how we were able to achieve these results in the first place. If you're a contractor watching this, you can use the exact same process. If you're an agency owner, if you're someone who's running ads for their client, you can do the exact same, because I'm not gatekeeping anything in this video. Most clients that we know are running behind leads, and that is the main problem. You should never run behind leads, because lead is not your opportunity. Your appointment is your opportunity. If the lead doesn't book an appointment with you, they're no good to you. If you don't go out, if you don't visit their home, if you don't visit their property, you don't take a look at the property, and you don't give them a quote, an estimate, or a free design consultation, it means nothing. And basically, that is what most of these agencies, most of these platform providers, lead providers like Angie, Home Advisor have been doing. They're sending you a bunch of leads, and they're sending the same leads to 5 different contractors in the area, and then you wonder why you can't get a job out of those leads, and you're just spending money. Even though it may seem to you that you're spending less in terms of a marketing agency, like Angie costs you around $500 to $1,000 a month, which is still less if you're running hardscaping business. But the leads you're getting out of that, it's barely getting you a job, which doesn't make sense, because you're wasting $1,000. If you put those $1,000 on the right track, you could make $10,000 out of those $1,000. Only a stupid fool would pause his marketing once it starts running. If you're spending $1, you're getting 4 back. You never stop the ads, you never stop the work that's coming in. You go ahead, you hire more team, you get more equipment, you get more trucks, you get whatever the hell it is, but you don't stop the ads. Now, stop running behind leads. Leads don't mean anything. You can get 100 leads, only 20 of them would answer, only 10 would be interested. 5 out of those 10 leads wouldn't even be in your service area. And 3 have the right budget, but out of those 3, one would pull the trigger. So you just went through 100 leads, following up with them, calling them constantly, and you just closed like 1 job out of that. It doesn't make sense, because you wasted your time. It might get you a good job, let's say a $20,000 to a $30,000 job out of those 100 leads. It might be a satisfaction to you that, oh, I spent X amount of money on 100 leads, but I got 1 job. But what if those 100 leads were 100 appointments? Look how much more you would close out of those appointments, because you're already talking with the homeowner rather than you're calling them, getting behind them, ringing their phone constantly, and then they just put you on D&D and you never hear from them again. A lead is not an appointment. 100 leads means nothing if nobody gets on your calendar. The next thing is two approaches. What's the bad approach that you guys have been doing? It's 100 leads, chasing those leads, calling no answers, low intent, because there's no qualification process. How are you going to find your ideal client? How are you going to land big jobs if there is no qualification process? If you're ready to work with every hook and crook, you're never going to land your huge client. They don't work with contractors who are ready to work with everyone. They only work with contractors who are good at their work and who charge premium prices. If you are charging premium prices, that's fine. That's okay, because your premium prices would look premium to a market that doesn't have money. Now, what's a good approach? So a good approach is a qualified homeowner. A qualified homeowner is your ideal client, the clients that you should work with. Booked appointment, you're not calling the leads, you're not wasting time behind those leads, you're getting a finalized booked appointment with your ideal client. That means they know for sure that you would be visiting their property at so and so date and time to give them a free design consultation. Homeowner shows up. If for leads, if you call them and then you book an appointment, they don't have a single shred of accountability if they're not present. But if you directly book an appointment, they know that this guy is going to be there at this time, so I have to be there on my property. This is the accountability in the homeowners that you're actually looking for. Now, sales opportunity. So the more show-ups you get, basically the more homeowners you talk to, the more you're going to close. Now, this was all about the approach. This was all about how leads shouldn't be your primary focus, how appointments should be your primary focus. So the first part of this growth engine is the advertisement, the ads that you're running itself on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of those platforms. Now, what's important in an ad is, first of all, the hook. Like, you have to stop the scroll within 3 seconds. It should make the homeowner interested right now. The attention span of people is really low. With all of these platforms, with all of the short form content coming in, there are 100,000 reels, 1 million reels pumped on Instagram every single day. There are 1 million videos that are pumped onto TikTok. If you're a business owner and you want to grab the attention of your audience, you have to find your way through those 1 million videos so that your one video should actually make the scroll stop. People are just brainlessly scrolling, and I'm not talking about 16-year-old. I'm talking about 45-year-olds who are brainlessly scrolling. A hook should be anywhere around 0 to 4 seconds. The next thing that follows is trust. So once you have got their attention, the next immediate thing that should come in is the trust. Like, we've closed this many hardscaping projects, we built this project, we are, a group of hardworking individuals, whatever it is. Now you're talking about what you could benefit or what your service could benefit if the homeowner was to act today, if the homeowner was to book an appointment with you today itself. Now that is an offer. An offer is the only thing that will bring you, an offer is basically the only thing that can make or break your business. If you put out a good offer, you're going to get a ton of clients in a single week. You're going to get a ton of projects in a single week. But if your offer is bad, even if you run the ads for a year, you'll be just getting a couple of projects, or you'll be just doing barely breaking even. Now I've given you the theory on how the ad should be. Now what I'll tell you is how the ad actually looks. I'm just going to play you one of the ads that I created for my client. This is a wedding ad for my client in California, and I am definitely giving this away because I know a lot of people who are even in the agency space would be copy pasting these ads, and bro, just do it. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Now, what we'll be doing is carefully dissecting this piece of ad on what was the call out, what was the offer, what was the problem, what was the trust, everything about this ad that made it winning. So, let's get started.
Sherman Oaks and surrounding areas, not every hardscape company can deliver a true resort-style transformation.
Okay, Sherman Oaks, location call out, addressing the homeowners in a specific area. The next thing was,
and surrounding areas, not every hardscape company can deliver a true resort-style transformation.
not every hardscaping company can deliver a true resort style transformation. That means we're automatically finding the people who are looking for huge projects, resort style transformations. We're not looking for people who are just, going to call you for a small patio or for a small deck, and probably the project costs around $20,000. No.
We can. A backyard upgrade is an investment in your home and your lifestyle. It deserves.
So since the state was California, we had to think like the homeowners that are staying up there. Now California is a state where most of the wealthy individuals live, and wealthy individuals like to flaunt their wealth. That is the exact same thing we used in the entire problem statement, I would say, where we were actually telling them in the video that backyard upgrade is an investment in your home and your lifestyle. That means if you do this upgrade, your lifestyle is going to tremendously improve.
It deserves precision, premium materials, and a team that gets it right the first time.
So it needs a team that can do this job with precision. That's where the trust comes in.
Full outdoor transformations to premium pavers and well-designed pools, we bring your...
What we actually do, we build pools, we build pavers, we build all of the other things that you need in a full backyard.
Vision to life. To us, a backyard isn't just outdoor space. It's where you relax, entertain, and make memories with the people you love. That's what we built.
So here's where we use the emotional segment of the ad, where a backyard is a place where you actually relax, you make your memories with your people, you make your memories with your kids and your grandkids, all of that.
From your free design consultation to permits, approvals, and construction,
From your free design consultation, this is our offer. We come out, we give you a free design consultation. If you accept the project, we get the contract signed. We take care of every single thing in terms of paperwork, HOA approvals, construction, in-house construction, all of that. You don't have to even lift a finger once you sign the contract.
Most projects are completed in just 4 weeks, so you can start enjoying your new backyard soon.
We complete projects in 4 weeks. That means you can get your new backyard within a month.
If your backyard isn't living up to its potential, now is the perfect time to transform it into your own private resort. Click Learn More to see if your home qualifies.
Click below to see if your home qualifies. Qualifies for $1,000 off, right off the bat if they sign up with you. Okay, so this is the kind of ad I was talking about. We've completed this part. The next thing is qualification. Like I said, you don't have to serve to every hook and crook. You don't want $10,000 projects. You want a $100,000 project, right? That's where the qualification part comes in, because after watching this ad, a lot of people would be interested because they're getting $1,000 off, also a free design consultation. Now, how do you filter out your ideal client is by this process. Now, here's what your poor fit looks like. His name is James. He's looking for a backyard renovation. He wants a pool done, but he's got a $20K budget, and he's looking to start the project after 45 days. Poor fit for the offer. Why? Because first thing, no one can do a pool in $20K budget. So this guy comes in, but it's still counted as a lead, and Facebook charges you for that. So you just paid your money to get a stupid client. And the only thing here that makes him a poor fit is not just the budget. It's also his ability to pull the trigger, which is after 45 days. That means even if he books the appointment with you for tomorrow and you go visit his property tomorrow, he's going to pull the trigger after 45 days. That means for the 45 days, you have to constantly ring him every other week, chase him to get the contract signed and to get the work started. Not an ideal client. After 45 days, he might not even have the interest to go ahead with the project. But what's the ideal prospect in this case is Jack. So he's looking for a back-end renovation, wants a pool, has an 80K budget. Now 80K budget is pretty good for a pool because a pool usually starts at what, 40, 50K, right? And he's ready to start. The most important thing, if he books an appointment with you for tomorrow, you visit his property, he will pull the trigger within the week. This is your ideal customer. Now, how do you filter this out from the ads? Is by using a lead form. On the lead form, you'll be asking them these questions like, are you actually looking to get done? First, you ask them a bit of details about the project. No one is going to give you that budget right off the bat. If they click on the ad and the first question that they see is, how much money do you have? What are you planning to put in your project? They're never going to fill that form. The first question has to be something of their interest. like what are you looking to get done. So it would be more of, if it's a patio, if it's a pool, if it's a full backyard transformation, whatever it is, they'll choose that option. The second thing is, how soon are you looking to start the project? Okay, this is where the first qualification question comes in. Like, anyone who's looking to pull the trigger after 45 days, just straight up be disqualified them. And I'll tell you why you have to qualify and disqualify these people in a moment. To disqualify people who are looking to pull the trigger after 45 days, they're not ready to start the project. They won't, 90% of the time, they won't even be interested in getting the project done after 45 days. It's a lot of time for a human mind to make a decision. Okay, the third thing is, this is where the budget comes in. The third, once you've already got their interest, like what they're looking for and how soon are they looking to start. The third thing is a subtle question where it says, what are you planning to invest in your backyard? So there they'll choose either, 20, 40K, 40K plus, whatever it is. Now, what I would normally suggest is you keep the bar above 30K. Anyone who's under 30K, you just wave them off, you just disqualify them. Anyone who's above 30K is something you can actually, consider. If you don't want that appointment, if you don't want that lead, that's fine. But it's something you can actually consider, because 30K is a good amount of money for a hardscaping project. Why do we qualify and disqualify these leads before they even book the appointment? Because we want the Facebook / Instagram algorithm, the meta algorithm, to learn who our ideal clients are. For example, the first question that we asked, as in the time frame, like, hey, I don't want people who are looking to pull the trigger after 45 days. Facebook understood that as soon as you qualified that lead. So I would only be sending you people who are looking to make the decision as soon as they can. Now, how does Facebook find these people? It's up to Facebook. It's why we pay the platform. It's not our job to figure that out. But it does figure that out. Somehow it works in mysterious ways, but it does figure that out. And it finds you people who are looking to pull the trigger. Second thing is budget. It only, if you qualify people that are looking to, spend less than 30K on a hardscaping project and you disqualify them, it's going to find you people that are above 30K. It's automatically going to shift its algorithm and it's going to start finding you better quality people. That's why we need qualification and disqualification. For every $100 or for every $1,000 that we're spending to acquire a client to get a new project, we want it to be only spent on our ideal clients and not people who shouldn't be in our pipeline in the first place. It gets you more Jacks and fewer James. Alright, project type, budget, location, timeline, intent, all of these are qualification categories. You can either use any two, because I wouldn't make a lead form too long. You can use any two out of these to qualify your prospect. Now, the third and the most final thing, which is the appointment booking. Jack has filled out your form and he's your ideal client. He's got the money and he's looking to start the project. Now, he will be booked into appointments through three major ways. The first one is a direct funnel. The second one is text automation. So the third one is your service person or your receptionist calling them right after they come in as a lead. Now, don't stop at the lead. What's your primary lead flow is Facebook ad, lead form, qualification, then they're sent to a calendar, okay, where they can, directly book an appointment with you. So it gets you booked. If they don't book, what you can do is text automation, or you can hire a receptionist, like a setter, that can follow up and then book an appointment, because you don't want these leads to go waste, because these are your actual ideal clients who are looking to pay. We've got hefty pockets who are looking to start the project. So you don't want to lose these leads no matter how much you need to follow up. Okay? If you want that money, you need to follow up. Get to them faster. Speed to lead. Lead comes in within 5 minutes. Text, call, qualified, book. Lead comes in within 5 minutes. You need to either text the lead or call the lead. And then you need to qualify them a bit more, like what are you actually looking for in the project, and you note all of that information down so you have a lot of information before you actually visit their property. Now, after that, you book them in for a specific date and time. The upside of fast follow-up. Fast follow-up dramatically increases the number of leads that turn into real conversations, and real conversations into booked appointments. I can't stress this fact enough, that the faster you get to a lead, the more money you're going to make. Complete growth engine is Facebook, meta ads, high converting creative. Then we've got lead form, qualification, qualified homeowner calendar, booked appointment, and you've got a qualified homeowner appointment on your schedule. So imagine waking up to like 5 appointments a single day, where each of the client that you talk to is your ideal client. Okay, so the big idea throughout this whole video is, stop optimizing for leads and start optimizing for qualified appointments. Okay, the old way that you've been doing so far is chasing cheap leads, calling them and hoping them that a project comes in, solely relying on referrals, angel leads, whatever it is. But the new way is you actually have a predictable system in place that brings in qualified appointments, sales goes easy, your sales reps can close more, and you can make more money as a whole. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. And the last thing but not least is, if you want us to book this with you, you can just click the button in the description where you can see my calendar. You can just go ahead, book a 30-minute call with me, where we'll see if this is the right fit.